Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we will be continuing with Animorphs number 4, The Message by K.A. Applegate. After a long time, Jake checked the watch. It's been about an hour. Cassie, what do you think? I don't know, I admitted. I I guess I was hoping that when I was back in Dolphin Morph, I would be able to make sense of more of the details that the whale communicated to me. It was mostly images, and some of the images were about sounds and currents and water temperatures and stuff you can't see from the surface. Jake thought for a moment. Oh, well, now is as good as any time, I guess. Let's head for the side. We stood up, uncramping our cold, stiff legs and arms. We moved along the row of containers toward the left side of the ship. The port side, as they say. We reached the side. There was a solid steel railing that ran all around, about waist high. Jake checked to see if we would be in view of the bridge, and we headed forward a little more to a blind spot where no one would see us. The four of us leaned over the rail and looked down at the water. It looked like it was a million miles below. Marco whistled. Man, that is some high dive. No big deal for a seagull or a dolphin, but a mighty long way for a human. I agreed. We can't morph up here. We'd never get our dolphin bodies over the side, Rachel pointed out. Nope, Jake agreed. We have to jump in with our human bodies. All except Marco. He can't swim. I thought he could morph up here and then we could all shove him over the side. Rachel looked skeptical. Jake, when Marco is in dolphin morph, he'll weigh like 400 pounds. Jake looked worried. I kind of didn't think about this when I was planning. I had a sinking feeling. The plan was falling apart before it had even begun. I'll lean against the railing, Marco suggested. I'll start morphing, then before I lose my legs, you guys help shove me over. I'll finish morphing within a few seconds of hitting the water. Unless the water knocks you out and you just sink, I said flatly. Forget it. Let's just morph back to seagulls and fly back home. This is insane. Insane? Marco echoed. Hey, that's my word. Look, we came this far. I don't care. I yelled, surprised at my own passion. I'm not going to be responsible for anyone dying. This isn't going to work. I don't know where I am. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what to do. Marco laughed. Excellent pep talk, Cassie. Now I'm really looking forward to this. I was going to yell at him something like, Look, Marco, this is not a joke. But when I looked at him, I saw that his face was bulging way out, forming a long, grinning beak. He had already started to morph. I'm not going to, he started to say, but his mouth no longer worked. He was growing larger, straining his weak human legs with his weight. His arms were flattening into flippers. Now, Jake said. He grabbed Marco's flipper arm, Rachel and I jumped forward and seized his legs just as they began to shrivel. Heave! Jake yelled. Marco, half human, half dolphin, tumbled backward over the railing and fell into the sea. Let's go, Jake said. Yee-haw! Rachel said with a wild grin. She jumped up on the railing, bounced for a moment like the gymnast she was, then launched herself off in a neat swan dive. Jake and I exchanged a glance. Rachel, he said and rolled his eyes. She's your cousin, I pointed out. On the count of 3, 1, 2, ah! I climbed over the railing and launched myself as far from the steel wall of the ship as I could. Ah! I fell for what seemed like a very long time. Ploosh! I hit the water feet first and plowed beneath the surface in a pillar of bubbles. The cold shocked me. The water was like ice, and just a few feet away was the intimidating steel wall of the tanker, sliding past at what felt like incredible speed. I kicked my feet and began to rise to the surface. I've been a swimmer since I was little, but it frightened me, being this far out in water this deep. This wasn't a pool or a pond. This was the ocean, 20 miles from land. I broke the surface and gasped a lungful of air and a mouthful of salt water. What it looked like a little choppiness from up in the ship felt like towering waves down here. I couldn't see any of the others. All I could see was the side of the ship. Come on, Cassie, I told myself. Morph. Do it. This is no place for a person. There's just about nothing as helpless as a human being in the ocean. Without my ability to morph, I would not have lasted an hour. I felt the change begin as I focused on morphing. At first, I thought it would kill me. I soon had most of the weight of a dolphin, with nothing but my human feet paddling to keep my head above water. My arms had already become flippers. A wave washed over me, leaving me sputtering from my mouth and my blowhole at the same time. I realized I could no longer keep my head above water. I took a deep lungful and let myself sink. As my eyes went from human to dolphin, my underwater vision improved. I could see other figures kicking and writhing in the water around me. Jake, half changed, Rachel, almost complete, Marco, with a dolphin grin, looking amused. Then, with a kick of my newly completed tail, I knew I was safe. I had made the change. I was a dolphin in a dolphin's world. The human clumsiness, the human cold, the human fear of an alien environment, all evaporated. I was warm and in control and right where I should be. Everyone okay? One by one, they answered. We had made it. Too bad this was just the easy part of the mission. Well, that was fun, Marco said sardonically. Let's never, ever do it again. Cassie? Jake prodded me. I tried to relax, to let my human mind recede just a little. I needed to listen to the dolphin's instincts. I needed to understand the whale's instructions, something no human could ever do. Not far, I said. We're just a few, forget it. There's no word for it. Just believe me. We're close. After you, Cassie, Jake said. It felt strange, taking the lead, but only I knew the way. We traveled near the surface for a while. This made it confusing for me. because whales go deeper, and the world the whale saw and knew was a deeper world than I, as a dolphin, experienced. And yet, I knew I was going in the right direction. My echolocating clicks painted murky, half-understood pictures in my mind of underwater hills and valleys and rifts. I felt currents tugging at me. I sensed changes in water temperature. In the end, I just knew. Okay, everyone, get a good lungful, I said. We surfaced, blew out the stale air, and filled our lungs with the good, clean ocean air. Hey, what's that? It was Rachel. What? I asked her. Over there. It's a helicopter. We all watched as the helicopter flew low and very slowly over the water. It was just a few hundred yards away, and with our dolphin vision, we couldn't see it as well as we might have with our human eyes. But as it flew closer, I could see that it was dragging a cable through the water. Some sort of sensor, Jake speculated. They're looking for something in the water. Marco agreed. It's them, I said. No one argued. We all knew it was true. Controllers were flying that helicopter. The Yerks were here. And that's the end of that chapter. Oh, God. God. Okay. Well, we got the theme of this book repeated in this chapter. Cassie doesn't like leadership. She doesn't like being in charge, because being in charge means if people die on your watch, it's your fault. So yeah, Marco. He's serious, he understands the situation, but he jokes a lot. And we found out that Cassie knows where the Andalite is, as does Vischer 3. And next chapter, we will just barely meet the Andalite in question. Like it's you'll see what I mean. Next chapter. And if you would like to talk about this chapter with me, please comment down below. But please remember, no major spoilers. This is because I hope people learn about Animorphs through my videos, so I don't exactly want major spoilers. Because for anyone who has read the series, you know that some major twists need to be experienced without knowing they're coming, for both better and worse. But if you do want to talk spoilers with me, and you're watching on the YouTubes, link in the description to my Tumblr ask box. And you can just ask away about, maybe Animorphs fan theories, your opinions on certain plot points. Yay. And if you are someone who hasn't read Animorphs before and this dramatic reading makes you go, hey, I would really love to read Animorphs. I would really love to read this book. Well, if you're watching on the YouTubes, link in the description. And if you're watching on my blog, link under the video. And both links will take you to where you can buy your own lovely copy of Animorphs number 4, The Message by K.A. Applegate. And if you watch this dramatic reading and you're like, hey, I would love Jash to do a dramatic reading of my book or fanfic, if you're watching on the YouTubes, link down below. And if you're watching on my blog, link up above. And both links take you to the blog post where I say what I do, what I don't do, and my prices. If you are watching on the YouTubes, please like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are watching on my Bloggy blog and watching on the desktop version of my Bloggy blog, please go to the sidebar thingamajig and choose the follow by email option. And real life segment. Because I waited so long to get these out today, I am now getting them out ASAP, one after the other, so this is going to be great. And then I have links to post. And the only thing making me hold on is the knowledge that I can sleep in tomorrow. That's the only reason I'm holding on today. And let's see, now's the segment, the hopeful wishes. The hopeful wishes was where I say some wishes and then I drink some sake, but until I get my cameras back, I will be drinking this tea or water or whatever beverage I have with me. So, you can participate in this segment in two ways. One, you can send your own hopeful wish by commenting down below, and it will be read next episode. And you can also participate by drinking along with me. Drink your favorite alcohol, liqueur, or whatever the fuck's lying around. And if you don't drink for whatever reason, you can drink, coffee, tea, Diet Coke, whatever. No one sent me in a hopeful wish for this episode, so I'm going to come up with some stuff on my own. The first is I hope everyone is doing good both mentally and physically, because none of us needs to deal with any medical bullshit. I hope the chaos around the house just settles down. I hope that Rev Resner gets through his surgery okay, and that it's a nice, quick, timely recovery. Because, yeah, I worry about my little baby. I mean, he's my fiance, but he's my little baby. So, now I'm going to drink, and you can join in with me. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Sorry. This will all be different once I finally get the camera back. That'll be fun. I just have props with the sake I don't want to waste. So, next episode will be more of Animorphs number 4, The Message by K.A. Applegate. And it will air very, very shortly. I'm going to take like a 5-minute break, maybe 10 minutes, and then I'm going to be back to do the final video of the night. Bye.